Welcome back, gents, to another video, and in today's episode we're going to be playing my home track. We're going to try to get in as many holes as we can. We got about probably an hour worth of daylight left, so I'm thinking 5 or 6 holes. We're going to play stroke play, and we're going to see how low I can go. Let's check it out. All right, so first hole today, 320-yard par 4. The goal here is essentially just try to avoid the bunker on the left and just basically smack a 2-iron out right in the center of the fairway. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I haven't even taken a swing today. Range was closed, so we're going straight out the car here. What? Oh, almost killed somebody. Okay, so didn't obviously strike that one the best, but we're in play. So we got waved up on the first hole, first swing of the day, and almost killed somebody, but we're good. So we're gonna get a yardage here and see if we can get one close. All right, 100 yards. Goal here is essentially just get this in the middle of the green and get out of jail, because this pin is not to be messed with. Oh, center of the green. Yeah, not a very good shot, but we're in the middle of the green, and we'll try to get a 2-putt. All right, so
thank God he thinned it.
What do we got, like 35 feet here? Just a nice lag. Just a nice lag putt here. Nowhere close. All right, so finished the first hole, scrappy trunk slam. Ended up coming out with a 4, 2-putt 4. So this late in the day, the greens aren't going to be super ideal, but we had a nice par 3 coming up, nice tuck pin. Let's check this out. So as you guys can see, pin is very far on the right side. So my goal here is to essentially hit it just in the middle of the green and come nowhere near that pin. All right, so we got 125 yards straight downwind. We need to take a little bit off of the sand wedge. Like I said previous, just trying to get this in the center of the green. Oh, almost. Sit. Just caught the mound and kind of spun back a little bit, but got to putt a birdie. Okay, so hit a pretty good shot there. There's a lot of contours in this green, so it's kind of just like picking the correct shelf, and I think I landed, like, from what it looks like, maybe like 5 feet short of kicking basically 5 feet towards the flagstick. So one of those things where obviously it's a game of inches, but at the end of the day, another green hit. Never a bad thing. Not the closest shot in the world, but we have a putt for birdie. So let's try to make this one. So just like I said, just spun a little bit off the hill here. So again, this is not a putt you're looking to make, but giving it a nice lag and trying to get away with a 3 here is going to be a good score, especially with this pin. Go right, go right. Go right. Ooh, that's fast. Okay. All right. Nice good 3 on this hole. On to the next. When you're not hitting it all that great, it's super important to pick your spots, aim big. And when I say aim big, aim for the middles of the greens. That way if you miss hit it a little bit, you're still in a good spot. So this is probably going to be one of those days where I'm not on completely, but again, can't really complain with a couple pars. And we have a pretty long par 4 here coming up in the wind. So I'm gonna try to hit the fairway first and foremost. So 410-yard par 4. The goal here is essentially just cover that bunker or avoid it, hit the center of the fairway here. And this is going to be another 2-iron hole for me, and just going to play for position. So again, just try to cover that bunker on the left with a little bit of a fade into this wind. Anything in the fairway is good. Oh, that was absolutely hammered. Little soft cut off the bunker there. Ooh, this hole's playing long today, but we got a good angle there. Top of the hill, get a good shot at the green. We'll go from there. So gents, if you guys are not subscribed as of yet, please smash the subscribe button. It really helps push the channel and allows me to make more videos just like this for you guys. So obviously moving into the off season, looking to do a little bit more hole vlogs, do some matches for you guys, and just try to grow the channel, grow the game. So again, if you guys like what you guys see, smash that subscribe button and let's keep this party train rocking. Okay, so we ended up here, got a great look at this pin. So I don't know if you guys can see, there's a small ridge in front of this pin. So my goal is actually to try to hit it long, but avoid the bunker on the left. So this is gonna require all of my talent. And it's playing about 162. We have a little bit of headwind here. I'm probably gonna play this. It plays about 5 yards downhill. So we have about 57. I'm gonna play this closer to 70, which is almost a stock pitching wedge for me. So I'll probably take a 9-iron and just kind of punch it underneath the wind. Oh. Just gonna take a 9-iron here, probably take it back about 9 o'clock and just try to kill it underneath the wind here because there's actually a decent amount. Oh, it's so bad. Yeah. So just kind of left it out to the right, didn't really trust that number, and it's the price you get when you're not on, you know? But again, this is kind of what I was saying. If you're not on, you can't really be aiming at flag sticks. You just got to try to pick big targets, hit to comfortable numbers. That for me is not it was playing probably closer to 180 yards. And I just kind of played it, didn't trust it. So didn't really commit, left the face wide open and just kind of flared it out to the right. I think we're either just on or just off. It's going to be another long putt. I've had 3 of those already, so I should be pretty good at them by now. But hopefully we can tighten this up for you guys in the last couple holes and make some birdies coming in. So let's get up on this putt here. Okay, so came up pretty short there. Again, this is the putt that we have. You guys can't really see the slope here, but it's gonna basically come up towards this pin, go over this ridge, and then kind of shoot away. So the goal here is to essentially get the pace right, coming down the hill. Again, this is probably a 40-footer, and it's gonna take everything I got. Okay, so we got a little bit of downhill, a little bit of uphill, and then everything runs away after the pin. So we are gonna have to get the pace just right here. Oh, this looks good. Go in. Oh! Woo! Oh, better to be lucky than good. That was a putt, I'll tell you. Triple breaker up and over the mound, right in the center. We will take that. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the longest putt I've made this year. So smash the like button for that one, because that birdie was well deserved. That hole is not easy. It plays pretty deep from the back tees, center to back tees, and we just made a nice long little snaker there. So we stole one off the field if we were playing with anybody. But guys, this place is so immaculate. Friday Harbour, the Nest, place is incredible. Always in great shape, always very lush. So if you guys are ever in the area, you guys are gonna wanna check this out. But we have a little bit of a shorter par 4 coming up. This one's very gettable. Still gonna hit 2-iron here, and let's walk you guys through this. So shorter par 4 here. The goal here is just to kind of neck it up the center of the fairway, in and around there. Let that refocus. And then just basically hit 2-iron to the top of the hill. It'll leave myself a little wedge in. As you can see, the pin there is fairly accessible. So this is just more of a placement hole, not meant to be played very aggressive. Oh, hit that so good. If it covers that hill, we're in really good shape. Okay, looks like it did. We got a speed slot bounce. We're gonna have about probably close to 60 yards. So hit a great 2-iron there. I'm probably not gonna hit driver. Actually, maybe on 6. 6 is an uphill par 5, but it gets pretty tight over some of the bunkers, so you guys probably won't see me hit driver. I hit my 2-iron in and around 280 yards, so there's not too much need around here because the fescue neck's in so tight. You don't have too much room to kind of miss driver, but probably will hit driver on 6 just because it's a par 5. But looks like we hit a good 2-iron here, so we're gonna put ourselves in positions to make another birdie, which is all we're trying to do. So let's check this out. All right, so this is where we ended up. We have 70 yards, so I got a huge kick off, off these mounds here, and it chased all the way up to 70 yards. So this is a back pin. So the goal here, that what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to essentially skip it up the slope and see if it gets all the way back there. So one of the beauty parts about hitting a little low shot in there is that even if you catch it just a smidge not in the right spot, we're gonna be in a good spot to putt from. So that's the goal here. So I'm gonna grab my 58. We're gonna take it back to just past belt high, and we're gonna try to skip it in there because we got a little bit of a downslope here, so it's gonna come in a little bit lower than we want it to. Big skip, go. Oh, looks like it stayed. We're gonna be in good shape. So it looks like we got 5 or 6 feet, but we'll go check this out. All right, so it looks like we got about 10 feet straight up the hill. Again, this was a really good leave because anything long, it's one of the fastest putts on planet Earth, or the fastest chips if you miss the green. So leaving ourselves just below the hole was absolutely perfect. So as you guys can probably see, the greens are pretty scruffy this time of the day, but wanted to make sure I had nobody behind me to be able to film for you guys. So I feel a little bit of break with my feet. So we're doing a little bit of aim point here. So if anything, this putt's gonna break just a little bit to my right, your left. So I'm gonna play this almost one ball. Yeah, that's perfect. Just left edge, maybe just outside the hole with a little bit of pace. Holy, right through the break, and I smoked it. All right, well, probably shouldn't have made the last one, but again, another good look at birdie. Just smoked that right through the break. The greens are actually pretty quick, so on to the next hole. So not really what you want to see with a 10-footer straight up the hill. I really wanted it, so I hammered it. Kind of took most of the break out, so. But nonetheless, we are 1 under through 4. We got a decent little par 4 here, and then we got a par 5 to finish. As you can see, sun's going down, so I'm gonna try to race through these last 2 holes for you guys. And most of the holes here have these little crazy little wood chipped walkways. They're really cool, so it's a pretty easy walk. Very flat. I think it's less than 140 slope, so this is gonna be good. So this is gonna be our next hole. A little bit shorter. So again, the goal is just to kind of thread the center of the fairway, leave myself with a short to mid iron in, and should leave ourselves with a pretty easy look at birdie. So we have 392 yards on the scorecard. 5-iron goes about 250. Probably won't go that far today, but the goal is just to hit the fairway here. So see if we can put a good move on this 5-iron and leave ourselves with a wedge here. Easy. Easy. Oh, wind's blowing it a little bit. Oh, and a very crap bounce. All right, so we're in the right rough. Just kind of flared my 5-iron a little bit, but we're still gonna have about 150 yards in. So one of the benefits, for those of you guys who don't know my story, I'm coming back to golf. So officially have given up long drive. Reason for that is just because of some finance issues, and the sport's just so competitive, and I'm just not genetically gifted to be 6'5", 220 pounds and have this huge wingspan, so I'm already behind the 8 ball, so being short in that sport is not ideal. But I did learn a lot, and I gained a lot of speed in that time, and what I was able to do was I was able to play golf a little bit easier. And the reason why is because I have a little bit of speed reserve. So where most people on a 400-yard hole are probably hitting driver, 3-wood, maybe at best they're hitting a long iron, I get to hit a 5-iron, and I have so much more room to miss, and I have a lot more loft. So I'm able to control my ball flight just so much easier than the average person who has to take a head cover off. So the beauty about that is, realistically, I probably should have hit 2-iron that it was into the wind, because it was probably playing closer to 420. But no matter here nor there, I'm confident in my short irons and how I'm striking it. I know today is not the best representation of that, but we have a pin in the front with a lot of slope. So coming in a little bit longer to the rough, into the wind, kind of cancels out the spin a little bit, and we don't need a ton of spin around this pin. So let's go up there, get a number, and hopefully we can knock it close. Okay, so left ourselves about 150 yards here. Again, pin is right in the front. So the goal here is actually to aim basically at that telephone pole and to leave ourselves either a downhill slider or basically an uphill putt. So anything right of this pin is good, and that's what we're gonna try to do. 150 yards, 151 yards, a little bit into the wind. It's gonna play closer to, with how damp it is, it'll play closer to 160-ish. So I'm just gonna take a little bit off of this pitching wedge. And like I said, we're just gonna try to hit this in the center of the green, nothing left of this pin. Sit. Okay, just like we drew it up. Right of the pin, but a 20 footer. Don't try and get aggressive. And we have another putt at birdie. So I don't know if you guys notice, but I haven't aimed at a single flag stick. Again, like I said, I'm not hitting it the greatest right now. I got away with one of the good putts on 3. But again, no matter here nor there. The only shot that I really tried to get aggressive with was the last hole. And as you guys saw, I put myself about 10 feet, but that's kind of a green light pin in relation to my number, how close I am. So from 150 yards, 20 feet is more than good enough, especially if you're comparing numbers to PGA Tour average. So again, taking all things into consideration, the lie in the rough, the wind, where the pin is, how much slopes around the pin. The goal is just to essentially give myself a putt at birdie and not get aggressive, because playing from the rough, I'm already playing a little bit safe just because I can't really judge the lie that great. So the goal here, again, hit the center of the green, take a 25 footer. If I make it, great. If not, I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't compound the mistake by hitting it in the rough and then trying to get aggressive and not being able to control my lie. So it looks like we have a little bit of a downhill one here, which I actually thoroughly enjoy. I much prefer hitting downhill putts than uphill putts. Let me know in the comments if you guys like hitting uphill or downhill putts, because I'm a big fan of downhill. I can just kind of get it started and it does the rest. So let's try to make another one. So as you guys can see, again, about 20, 25 feet straight down the hill. I really like this one. It's not going to break a whole heck of a lot, I don't think anyway. And let's see what we can do. Flew a little bit further than I was anticipating, but that's okay because I played for it. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a read here. Again, downhill putt, nothing too crazy, but it's going to shift right pretty early, and then it's going to hammer left towards the end. So I'm going to play this, even though the percent from where the ball is versus where the hole is pretty much the same. I'm going to play this a little bit more, so about a cup to the right, and I'm going to try to die this in there, because if I try to get aggressive with this, it being downhill, it can get away from me. So I'll play this about a cup and a half outside the right edge, and I'll try to trickle it in there. Hold your head, hold your head. Oh. Left myself some work. So I just kind of chased it past the hole. Again, got a little aggressive. Like I said, it's pretty quick down that hill, so see if we can make up for it. Perfect. Good 4 out of the rough. So I get a lot of questions in relation to, like, why wouldn't you just play more aggressive? It's 150 yards. At the end of the day, when you're in the rough, you're probably close to a half shot over par from there, from a percentage standpoint. So don't want to compound any mistakes. Play for the safe side of the hole. If I pulled it out of the rough, it would have been right at the flagstick and I would have looked like a genius. And if I pushed it, I would have left myself with all the room in the world to get up and down, or just a long putt, which is a decent percentage. So we have a very gettable par 5 here. This will be the last hole. Sun's going down really fast, so we'll try to squeak this one in, finish with another birdie, and finish on a good note. All right, super cool par 5 here. Again, just trying to thread the middle of the bunkers and kind of basically aim anything just left of the clubhouse up there is going to be good, but I'm going to try to hit a fade off of these left bunkers up here, and it'll leave myself probably inside 200 yards. Oh, hit that so good. That is absolutely perfect. All right, we got a big bounce, guys. That should be really, really good. So I don't normally hit driver on this hole. The only reason being is because from a percentage standpoint, it's fescue left and right if you basically miss the fairway. So if I miss the fairway, I'm basically dropping. Can I still get there? Yes, but I normally just hit 2 iron from those tees, try to thread the bunkers, puts me in a good position, leaves me about 220 into this hole. But for the sake for you guys, we're gonna play a little aggressive and hit driver really, really well. So again, we're right around 520 on the card. We'll see how much we have in. We're definitely gonna have less than 200, I can guarantee you that. So any ball over 320 is gonna be a good one. But we'll get up there, we'll take a peek. The pin's in a really challenging position. It's in a bowl, and I'll show you guys once we kind of get up there. But yeah, hit a good tee ball, and let's try to get on it too. All right, guys, this is where we ended up for the second shot. We have 158 yards into this pin. That means that drive went 365 yards. That is insane. I'm not screwing around here. That was absolutely mangled. I got a great bounce. So again, the goal here is just to kind of get it over the pin. It's in a bowl, so anything about 10, 15 feet left will just feed right in. So I still can't believe that, but that ball went 360, 365 even. So we got 158 yards. Probably gonna play this closer to 160. We have a little bit of a backstop, and I'm just gonna try to take, again, a little bit uphill, try to take a little bit off a pitching wedge, and we're gonna try to give ourselves a good putt for eagle. So we don't wanna miss this right, so we're gonna try to play a draw off of the flagstick and give ourselves the best chance at a putt. And that is not the side to miss it on. So left the face wide open again, just not trusting some of the mechanical stuff that I'm trying to work on, but nonetheless, we're chipping back up the hill, so we'll see if we can get up and down for birdie. So again, just kind of one of those things, didn't really trust the number very much, didn't have a comfortable number to try to commit to it, so that's on me. Got to practice those a little bit more. But like I said, I haven't been practicing a whole heck of a lot since I stopped doing long drive, just trying to get somewhat of a game back so that coming next year, we can do some more damage. But let's go up there and see if we can find this and get up and down. So as you guys can see, not the spot to miss it. We're like 12, 13 feet below the pin. So the goal here is just to kind of hit a Hail Mary flop shot, try to get it a little bit past the pin, and we'll go from there. So like I said, didn't leave myself the best spot here. This is definitely not the spot to miss it, but we have a little bit of a backstop, so we'll see. The goal here is just to get it on the green. A lot of guys will probably try to bump this into the hill and chase it up there, but sometimes taking everything out of the equation is not bad, and the goal is just to get this on the green. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was so good. As you guys can see, like pretty soft around here. So divot from like a 20-yard pitch shot. That's pretty soft. Hit a really good one there. So left myself a good putt here. Got about 6 feet. This putt's gonna break just a touch to the left. I think this is gonna be lightning fast, but let's see if we can end with a birdie here. Ooh. Okay, snuck in there with a 4. Probably shouldn't have made that, but 4 nonetheless. Well, that's it. That's all, gentlemen. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you can see, the sun's going down here, so I'm going to call it at that. 6-hole vlog for you guys. If you guys haven't smashed that subscribe button, please smash it. Give it a like. Made probably one of the longest putts I've ever made in my life, actually. So finished 2 under through 6 holes. Got a good streak going. Wish I could play more, but as always, we'll see you for the next one.